Okay, good morning, everyone. Just an update to my previous video with regards to the Heather Ann Tucci and Randall Keith Beane case where they were found guilty this morning in federal court by a federal jury. I'm going to go ahead and read the article that has gone up under knoxnews.com so that you guys have the update. Both have been found guilty on all accounts that I am aware of at this point. I'll go ahead and read this article, and anything else that happens to come up in the future I will be reporting on, just so that you know, so stay tuned. A federal jury found two members of the Sovereign Citizens Movement guilty Thursday of plotting to rip off a bank in a scheme based on electronic sleight of hand. Jurors declared Randall Keith Beane and Heather Ann Tucci-Jarraf guilty of conspiracy to launder money. They also convicted Beane of wire fraud. The pair acted as their own attorneys, portraying themselves as persecuted crusaders against a corrupt shadow government ruled by a tyrannical Federal Reserve. The pair acted as their own attorneys. If you find me guilty, you will allow the bank robbers to get away once again with financial murder, Randall Keith Beane told jurors in closing arguments Wednesday. It's time we, the people, demand accountability from those who have enslaved us, he says. Prosecutors called the pair more opportunists than true believers. Lies and greed, that's what this case is about, Assistant U.S. Attorney Cynthia Davidson told the jurors. That and trying to get away with the money. Neither of these defendants are crazy, and they don't even believe what they're saying, she says. Jurors began deliberations Wednesday at about 3:30 p.m. U.S. District Judge Tom Varlin sent them home when they hadn't reached a verdict by 5 p.m. Deliberations resumed on Thursday, this morning, at 9 a.m. with a verdict reached about an hour later. Prosecutors say Beane, an Air Force veteran, working for Advantage Innovations in Knoxville, had overloaded himself with tens of thousands of dollars in debt that he owed to the United Services Automobile Association, an online banking service catering to the current and former military personnel. Beane somehow came across a YouTube video promoted on social media by Tucci-Jarraf and laid out how to tap into a secret bank account through the Federal Reserve and write it out to big bucks and bliss. According to court testimony, Beane, who made more than $140,000 per year as a computer programmer, insisted on the witness stand that he never thought to check out the claim, even through a simple Google search. He's a computer programmer but doesn't even check Wikipedia or Snopes.com to learn whether this fanciful tale is true, Davidson said. The video recycles popular and repeatedly discredited tropes of the sovereign citizen movement, a loose collection of fringe groups that deny the legitimacy of government authority from the federal to the local level and preach a gospel founded on secret troves of free money and paths to freedom from all legal obligations that can be unlocked by the right set of magic words. The Federal Reserve typically figures as the resident villain in their pantheon, presiding over an intricate system of paper slavery that shackles Americans to debt and taxation. Tucci-Jarraf, a former prosecutor, promoted the video as part of her claim that she and fellow crusaders had filed foreclosure notices against the federal government that reclaimed Federal Reserve funds on behalf of American people. Now, I will be posting a link to this specific article in the description. Let me say a couple of things. Now, to those of you that actually did attempt to use your TDA accounts via ACH, this case does open up the precedents for those people to be prosecuted. Now, I'm not saying that I feel that that's going to be the case. And I've already seen a couple of videos where there's some fear mongering going on saying, well, now everybody needs to look out, watch out. Listen, folks, the federal government is already aware and has made everybody aware that they are aware that this video went viral. A lot of people attempted these transactions. My feeling on this is something that you do not do. Do not do this in the future. Do not try this again. Be very leery of anyone who is selling a product or a set of paperwork or a package of paperwork that will allow you to tap into these so-called secret accounts. As I have been telling you from the very beginning. These accounts just simply do not exist. Not with the Federal Reserve, not in the manner that you've been told, not in any way, shape, or form something that you can tap into to spend money and make Amazon purchases, for example. You cannot transfer money into CDs. You cannot transfer money into your PayPal account, as has been touted by others. However, just because you may have tried a couple of transactions doesn't mean you're going to be facing jail time or prosecution. The federal government seems to be aware of the fact that this is something that ran amok, and many people fell victim to the scam themselves. So with the absence of the particular video that I believe is what most people followed, that party may actually be looking at a problem just simply because they misled so many people. However, I don't know that to be the case either. What I do know is that everybody who attempted to try one of these transactions needs to be aware not to attempt it again, that yes, now there is a precedent set that anybody who does this could go to jail for laundering money, money fraud, bank fraud, wire fraud, mail fraud. However, okay, just because you tried a transaction doesn't mean you need to be terrified and panicking. It means you need to be more cautious in the future, that you need to listen to logic, and you need to check everything out before attempting anything like this. All right, so those of you that are asking questions, sending a lot of emails, please calm down. I really believe that you're probably okay. It's just at a point right now that, we know they're not there. There's something that is definitely, they're definitely capable of bringing criminal charges up against people. So don't try it again. And in the future, be absolutely certain that what you are doing is legal. And make sure that you listen to those that are actually making sense in this type of scenario, okay? There are many, many channels out there outside of my own that were trying to let you guys know, hey, this is not the way it works. ACH does not work in this manner. It's not immediate. Just because it worked and says that it was processed right then doesn't mean that it actually processed through the account and people were paid. So, again, just please calm down. Know that you cannot do this type of thing in the future. Check everything out thoroughly. And be certain that you are doing something that is legal. If you ever have a question like that, pick up the phone, call an attorney, all right? And more important than anything else, be cautious of the scams that are going on the internet right now. That's one of the reasons why I brought up Scam Stingers this morning, because they check out things like this. This channel checks out things like this. There are other channels that check out things to make sure that you're not going to fall prey to someone who just has a belief that these things could be there. Instructing people that they can try this without any repercussions was a very, very bad move on the behalf of the party that had the YouTube video that has gone viral. I'm not going to mention channels. I'm not going to mention names. Everybody knows what we're dealing with here. And everybody knows how they fell prey to it. So we need to take notice of that and not allow it to happen in the future. In the future, if you've got something that you think might be a scam, sounds too good to be true, you need to turn it in and submit it to someplace like Scam Stingers that would be able to actually verify it for you, so that this way you don't find yourself in a similar situation as Mr. Beane and Miss Tucci-Jarraf. Of course, no one takes any pleasure in the fact that these two people are going to have to spend time in jail. It's a bad situation. Everybody being misled and turned in a bad direction and went down a bad road. I would have thought Miss Tucci-Jarraf might have known better, being that she was an attorney, but perhaps not. We don't know exactly, or I don't know exactly what she specialized in. So therefore, it's important, once again, that everybody make sure they check out their sources. And if you don't have a way to check out your sources, send it to someone who can. Okay? Everybody have a good day. I will update you as additional information comes in. And take care of yourselves and those you love. Bye-bye.